Recovered Journal of Lieutenant Jack Morley, 412th Bomb Squadron. Found in a burned chapel, northern Poland, 1954. Filed, U.S. Army Intelligence Archive. Case Red Star Goat, Black Flight. Entry, no date. Bloodstained. If someone finds this, I'm not dead yet, but I will be, soon. My name's Lieutenant Jack Morley, 412th Bomber Squadron. I got shot down 2 days ago, I think. It looks like I'm in eastern Poland, maybe Belarus. It was an engine fire, flak. I suddenly blacked out, and I don't remember hitting the ground. I woke up on the altar of a church with no cross. The people who found me were quiet, wore robes sewn from canvas, barbed wire, burlap, faces painted with ash like they were mourning something long dead. They said I was lucky, that I had fallen into their arms. They gave me soup, dressed the burns on my leg, and sang to me in whispers, notes that were borrowed from something ancient, something evil. A girl, maybe 12, kept calling me Starborn. I was grateful being saved and for receiving the townspeople aid. But later, I heard one of them whisper, "The Sky Demon has come in flesh. The Black Goat delivers his vessel." It sounded like they were referring to me. I've seen those looks before. In foxholes, in firestorms. It's not worship. It's reverence and fear. They don't want to help me. They want to kill me. Entry. Memory recovered. Post-crash. I awoke with my head pounding as if my skull was being drilled open with a jackhammer. My body, I couldn't feel it. Looking down, I could tell I was still strapped to the fallen bomber. I clawed and ripped my way out till I hit the snowy floor with a thud. Suddenly a sharp pain in my side. Might have cracked a rib or two. At least I can feel my body now. Just as I managed to get on my feet, the bomber engulfed in flames behind me, with no sign of the others. Then I saw him, 30 feet away in the trees. A man, barefoot, robed in a stitched canvas and flaring torn flags. His chest bare, branded, burnt into the skin right over his heart. A winged man falling in flames. Head down like a dying angel. There were 6 more of them, walking spread out in the tree line. They were hooded, barefoot, and not speaking. I could hear them humming. A melody I didn't know, but it made the air feel thinner, harder to breathe. They didn't look at me, not even when I coughed blood onto my chest, gargling for help. They just kept walking, like in a trance state, floating through the forest. I looked to my left, and right in front, hunched over me, was the branded one. His eyes were milk white. He smiled, with sharp yet rotten teeth. He said, "The Sky Devil has returned." The shepherd was right. He watched me crawl away in terror, but he didn't help or chase me. He just watched. He raised a pipe wrapped from bone. Whistling, I took it as my sign to get the hell away from there, limping away as fast as I could, stumbling from tree to tree. The snow suddenly exploded under me. Snap! A rusted bear trap bit into my calf. I screamed in agony. Another figure came, bigger, hunched, his clothing wrapped in furs that didn't look right. He crouched, sniffing my blood, and gave an eerie smile. He said, "Sky meat, still warm," then whispered to the branded man, "Shepherd will want it breathing." Entry. Later, still bleeding. They brought me to a rundown chapel. They laid me an altar stained with blood. I couldn't tell what kind, but the stone, I felt it hum when I exhaled, as if it had a heartbeat. The townspeople stood in rows, silent, with their robes soaked from snowmelt. No one blinked. Then the shepherd came forward. He was thin, pale, and abnormally tall, too tall. He smiled like he knew my name, like he's seen me before, like that cousin you haven't seen at a family cookout in a while. He then opened a book, the cover made of leather, but not cow, nor human, a leather that just seemed off. It was wrong. It had a scar like a closed mouth across the cover. He read aloud, ancient gibberish, then he spoke English, perfectly, fluently. "We summoned the beast in its metal womb. We called fire to call you. You are the sign we were promised." He held up a jagged piece of my bomber, a tail fin, sharpened into a knife. The sky sends its poison, so the earth may drink and be reborn. I spat at him, cursing him in pain. He smiled. Then they unshackled me. They dragged me down a set of old stairs, each step covered in a thick moss. The temperature was freezing, colder than it was outside. Entry: tunnel beneath the chapel. These stairs were beneath the altar, narrow, wet, carved from bone and salt. Walking for what felt like miles, I saw it, the pit, wider than a house, surrounded by candles made from blackened fat. The walls were covered in bones, soldiers, civilians, animals, each arranged in spirals, like they were part of a design. The air buzzed like it was alive. They strapped me to a winch, suspended me over the center. The shepherd kissed my forehead and said, "The womb below hungers. From your death, the new world breathes." Then they started to lower me. I heard something down there. Not wind, not water. Breathing. Wet, slow, waiting. Final journal entry. Shaky handwriting, missing words. I managed to bite one, what I assume was a hand. I felt the flesh tear in my teeth, leaving a metallic flavor in my mouth. It screamed as it fell into the pit, being impaled by sharp rocks. I then kicked the pulley loose, dropping down to what I assumed was my fate. The fall was about 6 feet high. I fell into blood thickened from mixing with ash and bone. No beast, not yet, just heat. It was warm, giving my conscience a desire to stay. I shook it off and attempted to climb out. I clawed up the pit wall, tearing almost all the skin off my hands. Looking down, the man that was once impaled was gone, leaving behind ripped clothes and a blood trail leading deeper into the pit. I ran. If the Allies find this, burn it. Burn the chapel. Bomb the mountain. Please do everything, get rid of this evil that feed off this mountain. There's something in the stone that still moves. I don't know if I'm me anymore. My bones don't feel right. My dreams hum. I'm off to find help. Sometimes I hear whispers, and I understand them. They whispers say, "Still falling, still falling, still falling." Epilogue. Military report, classified, 1954. Location, northern Poland. Chapel ruins, forested slope. Condition, structure burned. Stone altar fractured. Findings, hand-held diary belonging to Lieutenant Jack Morley. Basement, collapsed tunnel system. No bottom confirmed. No human remains recovered. Status, presumed KIA, 1944. No body found. No footprints beyond the perimeter. Only silence. Signal lost, final intercepted report. Captain Edward Mercer, SIS, Unit Kestrel transmission date, December 4th, 1944. Status, unverified. Source, unknown. Recovered by Allied listening post. Signal fragment code, W-glass/red. Begin transmission. Breaking protocol, I know. This isn't part of the extraction brief, and if command gets this, I'll be court-martialed. Hell, it doesn't matter. If you're hearing this, don't send anybody else. Just bomb the place for humanity's sake. My name is Captain Edward Mercer, British SIS Unit Kestrel, Operation Winter Glass. We entered the facility at 0430 hours. Just 5 men. It was an Alpine infiltration. There was no resistance, no Germans, no gunfire, just silence and the brick cold. They're gone. All 5 men. Not dead nor missing, just bloody gone. As crazy as I sound, they're still here. I can hear them, but they don't speak anymore. They walk and they follow, but they don't look at me. Not even a damn blink. They just watch. I locked the lower level, sealed it shut. I shouldn't have gone down there, bloody hell, I shouldn't have gone down there. 2nd December 1944, initial contact, tunnel site. We intercepted the enemy convoy at 0200 hours, moving northeast through Seafeld Pass. It was 6 trucks and 2 escort vehicles. There were no lights. They exited their vehicles and entered a tunnel beneath the mountain. They never came out. We waited 45 minutes. Nothing. The squad and I followed in on foot. Inside the tunnel, engines still running, headlights on, doors wide open. But no signs of struggle, just silence and the soft sound of engine hums. At the far end, we found a structure carved into the mountain face. It was a Nazi research base, now buried under snow. No red flags, and sure as hell, no resistance. The front door was cracked open. We entered. This is where things got ominous. Inside, we were in the base for 6 hours. At least, well, that's what Holloway was saying. My watch at the time was saying 3. Lang's was broken. The facility's too big. More than we expected. Endless halls. Everything the same. White, metal, sterile and blank. Burke found his boot prints in a hallway he swore we hadn't entered. Holloway also found his initials scratched into a doorframe with the same knife he carried. But he didn't remember doing it. We passed the same storage room 3 times. I would mark it with chalk. But when coming back around, the mark would just disappear. I swear I'm not crazy. Simmons saw someone near the generator room. Someone who looked like Holloway. But Holloway was with me the whole time. It's like the base is copying us. Or something in it is. Simmons wandered off. Said he heard someone. A German. Calling from inside the walls. We found him in the comms room. Blank stare, frozen stiff. Then the radio lit up. My voice came through, calm and precise. It said, "Sergeant Holloway is not who he says he is. Put him down. Now." We froze. Simmons panicked, drawing his rifle on Holloway. I calmed him. Barely. The voice never came back. But something used my words, my voice. That wasn't me, and it was too bloody accurate. It was like the base was studying us. It's not just watching us. It's learning. Outside. Lang returns. That night, we found Lang. In the main hall, we found Lang. No coat, no frostbite. Just standing in middle, staring. He smiled when he saw us. But it wasn't relief. It wasn't Lang. His teeth were sharp, dropping with saliva. It pounced at us. We fired. He didn't drop. He didn't bleed. The flamethrower was what stopped it. He melted into what looked like burnt motor oil and bubbling like a hot pot of stew. Then all the power went out. Holloway went to check the lines. After coming back 10 minutes later, quiet, he sat by the fire. I noticed his coat was buttoned wrong like a monkey put on his coat jacket, left over right. I asked him about Duxford, attempting to lighten up from the tense chaos. He smiled and scuffed. Hell of a night. But he never drank at Duxford. And Holloway doesn't drink. Simmons reacted first. Gun up, with anger yet terror in his eyes. He didn't fight, just looked at us, not scared, not angry, sad. Like it thought it had done a good job. Like it thought it was close enough. We burned it. It screamed Holloway's name in his own voice as it died. We breached the lower lab, searching for what the hell is going on. Inside, frozen corpses. Some German, some Allied, some in mid-transformation, turning into that black goo from earlier. One looked like Captain Reeves. He was MIA in Italy last year. His jaw was unhinged, as if something had crawled out of him like a bloody jumpsuit. We found the logs. They called it Der Nachahmer, the imitator. Unearthed in a glacier they found. It mimics, learns, integrates it, becomes. The Nazis tried to weaponize it. Failing in doing so, it turned on everybody. destroying, eating, and turning into anything in its path. The log stopped 6 weeks ago. Later that night, I heard the signal again, the same exact one that brought us here. This time it was clear and no static. I played it back. It was my voice. Same stammer, same words, same message I'm giving you now. Only, it wasn't sent yet. We didn't intercept that signal. It intercepted us. Final transmission. If you're reading this, if anyone's listening, don't come looking. It's not a rescue mission anymore. This place isn't haunted. It's hunting. Whatever's left of us isn't us. A calm voice cuts in. Same voice. Mercer's voice, but cleaner, colder. This is Captain Edward Mercer, British SIS, Unit Kestrel, requesting immediate evac and reinforcement. We've secured the facility. Hostile threat neutralized. Repeat, clear to secure. It's safe to enter. End transmission. The silent woods. I wasn't a hero. I followed orders, kept my head down, and prayed I'd make it home. My name is Private Elijah Grant. I am 24, not a fighter either, just a radio operator in the 29th Infantry Division. We were pushing through the French countryside in late 44. All you could see is mud, blood, and death. They sent us to some godforsaken patch of trees near the German border. Locals called it Le Bois Silencieux, the silent woods. Command said it was a cakewalk. Supposedly, there was no resistance. But me, everywhere they sent us, I took it as a free trip into a coffin, if my body was even found to be put in one. But I guess it was true. We double-checked with recon, and they confirmed showing nothing. Arriving, they were wrong. Contact lost. Gunfire and reckless chaos erupted. 48 hours in, 3 squads went dark. There were no more shots, no distress calls, no bodies, just vanished, as if the battle didn't happen. Then it was our turn. 6 of us got ordered to locate the last recon team. Last seen near an old German bunker, buried deep in the woods. The fog never lifted. It clung to our boots, to our thoughts. Reyes wouldn't drop the fact that it was too quiet and that death was right around the corner. When we found the bunker, it was dusk, half sunken into the ground, covered in moss like the forest was trying to forget it. The front door was suspiciously open, peeking inside blood smears, empty casings, no bodies, no answers, not even a damn radio signal. Act 3. Echoes below. I set up shop in the radio room, being the only one trained in long-range comms. The gear worked, but all I got was static, except one frequency. It came in faint, German whispers. Bitte, Sie hören uns nicht. Unter uns. Please, they don't hear us. Beneath us. Then the scream followed, haunting me. And then, I swear, I heard someone breathing. Not in the bunker, but through the radio. Act 4. They never left. That night, we heard movement in the corridor. Connors had to take a piss, so he went to check, killing 2 birds with 1 stone he pissed, and went off to see what was going on. Hours passed when Reyes noticed. Where the hell is Connors? He never came back. Reyes and the medic searched. They found his rifle on the ground, with the safety still on. Left behind were footprints, bare, still wet, and leading to a stairwell that shouldn't have existed. The blueprints showed no lower levels. Searching for Connors, we traced our way back to the front, seeing the light seep in from the cracked hatch. Getting closer, we hear German hollers, as the door was beginning to be shut. Rushing as fast as I could, they door shut with me running right into the metal. Speaking German, I tried to sweet-talk the soldiers, but no response. Reyes, tired of the weak efforts, attempted to bang, yell, even shoot his way out the door, but nothing. The hatch wouldn't budge. It wasn't locked. It was fused shut. Germans sealed us in, as if trying to keep something in that we didn't know of. I tried every frequency I knew. Nothing but my own panic bouncing off the walls. Act 5. The Murmur Room. 2 nights in, Langley started sleepwalking. I found him standing in front of a blank wall, whispering, "They're still fighting. We have to report in." Then he bashed his head into the concrete, again and again, leaving him unresponsive. When we dragged him away, I saw it, a hairline crack in the wall. We pried it open, a crawl space, tight, dark. At the end, a hidden chamber, blood on the floor, a rusted MP40, and a rotting table. There were fresh footprints. Act 6. The names on the wall. Looking around, flashlight slicing through the dark shadows, Reyes found the names, scratched into the concrete with fingernails. Dozens, all American, all English. One stopped me cold. Elijah Grant. My name. Below it, carved deep, "We never left." I stumbled back. "Number no, that's not possible." Reyes pointed to another message, barely legible. "You hear them because they remember you." Act 7. The other side of the wall. The medic found a pouch of dog tags. American, British, German, even resistance. All dated in the same week. October 1944. "This place doesn't care what side you're on," Reyes whispered. "It eats soldiers," in a crazed expression. That night, I dreamt I was in a trench. Germans to my right, Americans to my left. I raised my rifle and saw my uniform. Grey, German. I looked up, and there I was, across the trench. Another me, tied to a post, gagged, eyes bleeding. I woke up choking on my own breath. Act 8. Langley slit his throat. No hesitation. Reyes disappeared. The medic, pale and shaking, handed me something. A German logbook. "You've been here before," he whispered. "It's in the records." Confused, I didn't believe him until I read the last entry. An American was captured. He claimed he served both sides, said he belonged nowhere. We kept him here, interrogated him, but something followed. We all hear it now. If you find this, burn this place, seal it forever. Signed, Oberleutnant Elias Granst. Act 9. I stared at the name. Granst. The photo beside it? Me. Same face, same eyes. I wasn't just an American. I was born in Austria, adopted stateside in 30, dual heritage. The memories I held, constructed, twisted. I'd served both sides and betrayed both. I was the infection this place fed on. This bunker wasn't haunted by ghosts. It was haunted by me. Static returns. I tried the radio again. Static. Then a voice. My voice. "This is Private Elijah Grant, calling from Sector Echo. We're alive. Please respond. It's been 48 hours and we are stuck in a forsaken German bunker, buried deep in the woods. Send help, we have injured." A voice responded. "Copy Elijah. Help is on the way." In October 1944, 11 soldiers were declared missing in the forest near the German border. Their bodies were never recovered. The region remains uninhabited. Local legend warns travelers to stay away from the silent bunker. Because war doesn't bury the dead, it buries the guilty.
Scream.